Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
Today, the House is expected to pass its version of the Republican tax overhaul bill. I'm Hannah Doba with the details on why it may run into a snag.
And lawmakers in Helena need one more day to wrap up work on a bill to plug a $235 million gap in the state budget. Coming up, where they are finding that money.
Welcome back, 6:30 on this Thursday. Our top story this morning, the House of Representatives votes today on the GOP tax reform bill. It's a measure that is expected to pass.
That's right. And while House Democrats insist this is a plan to make the wealthy wealthier, it does not include a controversial addition that Republicans in the Senate just added their proposal. Hannah Doba is in New York and explains.
The House is expected to pass today the most comprehensive tax reform bill in decades.
We are cutting taxes for middle and low-income families. The typical median household of four gets an $1,182 tax cut. That's big relief for people who really feel like they are one bad news away from a disaster.
Unlike the Senate Republicans' proposal, which brings health care in by aiming to eliminate the Obamacare individual mandate, the House bill doesn't touch that. Like the Senate bill, though, the House measure would permanently slash the corporate tax rate and cut individual rates across the board. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, at a rally against the bill Wednesday, insists the changes are aimed at the wealthy, not the poor and middle classes.
The list of disgraceful cuts goes on and on. And why? To give tax breaks to the corporations in America.
President Trump, who will be on Capitol Hill talking with representatives today, responded via Twitter. Why are Democrats fighting massive tax cuts for the middle class and business? Jobs. The reason, obstruction and delay. Some House Republicans have raised objections to the part of the bill that does away with deductions for state and local taxes. That will hurt those in high tax states like New York and California. There don't appear to be enough Republicans against the measure, though, to sink it. Hannah Doba, CBS News.
A vote on the Senate's bill is expected after Thanksgiving. The two chambers would then need to reconcile the bills before sending them off to the president. Mr. Trump has been pushing a final version to hit his desk by the end of this year.
6:32 now on this Thursday. Matt steps in to join us. Much better morning out there, at least temperature-wise.
It's more comfortable for sure.
But there's a downside to that.
Yeah, the other shoe will drop before the end of the week, it looks like. Temperature-wise, this is fantastic. A lot of melting. Temperatures holding into the 30s, above freezing for the most part. We do have a few showers trying to work their way in here. I think today we're talking the possibility of a few isolated rain showers, may mix with snow. I don't think today is necessarily the tough day to drive. I think that'll likely come tomorrow. We're going to talk about the potential of snow. It's all coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Matt. Now 6:32 on this Thursday. Montana lawmakers burned the midnight oil in Helena last night, working past 1 o'clock this morning, actually, which was called to help working on special session, which was called to help balance the state budget. DN's chief political reporter Mike Dennison has been following the action from the beginning. Brings us the latest this morning from Helena.
It's the second and possibly final day of the session, and for most of today, it's been hurry up and wait. Lawmakers are trying to fill a $227 million budget hole created by firefighting cost overruns and less than expected tax revenue. They started the day waiting for amendments on a budget transfer bill, the cornerstone of more than $100 million to help balance the budget. Late tonight, they were still waiting and working on that bill as the potential final piece of the budget puzzle. But in between, they voted on other key portions of the plan. They approved about $76 million in spending cuts, which were outlined by Democratic Governor Steve Bullock. Majority Republicans at the legislature also advanced a bill that encourages Bullock to extend the contract of the company running the private prison in Shelby, and thereby get at least $15 million for the budget, and maybe $15 million more. Senator Lou Jones of Conrad sponsored the bill and said it simply gives the governor the option to pursue that money.
If the private prison is extended in a manner where they pay $30+ million in, this is how it's to be appropriated. Now, it doesn't hold a gun to anyone's head. This bill provides options. I think these options are important to a successful conclusion of this session today in this time.
As lawmakers close in on the final product tonight, it still needs one last thing before it's a wrap: the signature of Governor Bullock. So far, he hasn't made any public statements on the final product. At the Capitol, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
By the way, that private prison is owned by CoreCivic and has a contract that expires in 2019.
And the city planning has been working with commissioners for 2 years on a plan that updates land to use in the city. Last night, they held one of its 2 special meetings that commissioners will use to finalize for an ordinance for this update, also known as the Unified Development Code, or UDC update. The plan addresses a number of things, but one of its goals is to keep Bozeman's community's character.
We're growing very quickly, and it's trying to address the changes and the challenges that come with the additional people in our community. We're simply seeing more and more larger buildings, mixed-use buildings, larger apartment buildings, and many of the proposed changes ensure that the environment is quality.
Now, once commissioners have an ordinance, there will be a first and second reading before the ordinance goes into effect. Those readings are expected to happen in December.
In court news this morning, the Missouri River Drug Task Force found 16.2 grams of marijuana wax and 13 grams of marijuana oil in a room on South Rouse on Tuesday. According to court documents, the drugs belonged to 19-year-old Chase Rogers. Where the drugs were in Rogers' room, investigators also found a large amount of cash. Rogers has been charged with possession of dangerous drugs with the intent to distribute. His bond set at $5,000.
And the organizers setting up a temporary homeless shelter in Butte are working to get the staff in place this week. Action Inc. is preparing the former Homeward Bound building on North Main Street to be used as a temporary shelter for homeless over the winter months. The hope is to start taking people in need by the end of the week. Butte has been without a shelter since the rescue mission on East 2nd Street was closed due to code violations.
Northwestern Energy is warning customers to be wary of phone scams that falsely claim you owe the company money. Butte-based energy company has joined other utility companies across the country to make people aware of scammers pretending to represent a utility company, claiming the customer owes them money or their utility will be shut off. Northwestern Energy warns this time of year when phone scams are the most active.
And that's really scary this time of year going into the holidays, because scammers have a tendency this time of year to rely on people being tight financially and being busy and hoping they can call you, catch you off guard, and grab a payment real quick from you.
Now, if anyone is suspicious about a phone call, they should hang up, contact the utility company using the phone number on their bill.
And a vacation rentals website is ranking Big Sky as the second best ski resort in the country. Turnkey Rentals says it pulled together information on more than 260 ski resorts in the United States, focusing specifically on resorts with more than 15 named trails. The top ranking resorts are based on average ticket price, total number of trails and lifts, vertical drop, length of season, average snowfall, and average monthly Google search volume. Now, the top 3 resorts in the U.S., according to Turnkey's study, are number 1, Mammoth Mountain in Nevada. As mentioned, Big Sky Resort comes in second, and number 3 is Snowbird, Utah. And for a full list of the top 25 resorts, according to Turnkey's study, you can head on over to our websites.
There you go.
Yeah, interesting stuff. And congrats, absolutely. Now, taking a quick break, but will the national parks hike up their fees for next season? Time is running out on public comment. We have those details for you in just a moment.
But first, here's Charlie Rose with a look at what's coming up at 7 o'clock on CBS This Morning.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS This Morning, Margaret Brennan goes inside the controversial new federal crackdown on the Central American gang MS-13. It is active in cities across the country. And how about that Da Vinci painting that sold for a record $450 million? It was sitting right here in Studio 57 earlier this month. This morning, we'll hear from the seller. See you at 7.